Hello and welcome back. Today with a commentary of a recent team match I had in War Selection. Keep in mind I'm a tad rusty at the game, so don't expect anything too impressive. Getting right into it, I queued 24 workers and moved my scout around for a bit, look around. At the time I was hoping for a naval map. Sadly, the matchmaking had other plans. Although there was a big ocean, I was put right in the front line. Everyone's favourite place to be. By roughly 6 minutes in, I had sorted out my economy for the most part. I had already built some fight pits, so when I upgraded to Bronze Age Asia, I could just pump out spearmen and go on the offensive and attempt to catch them off guard. 9 minutes in, and my first victim, who was still in the Stone Age, it was perfect for the taking. Sending my spearmen in, I focused on his altar, a couple on the bulwark, and some on his workers, but he decided not to repair for whatever reason, so, as expected, he died quite quickly. I decided to keep the momentum from my first attack going with the 24 or so spearmen I had left, attacking the nearby enemy. However, despite my spearmen being killed by the nearby towers and the enemy spearmen, my spearmen were able to destroy a couple of buildings before getting pushed back or just killed. 5 minutes or so later, I regrouped my units for another attack. Leading the charge, I have one of my allies by my side, who helped me destroy more of enemy Pink's buildings and their barracks. Whilst this is happening, I start constructing a tower outside their base to start construction of an FOB. Shortly after that, the enemy pushed with their archers. However, I was not alone. I had the backing of my allies. Attacking as a group, we pushed the enemy archers back, and upon witnessing our joint army, the enemy must have seen no hope in the future, because they quit shortly after, followed by one of their other teammates. I make a couple more towers with the few workers I had on the front line, but they were now getting pushed back by the enemy archers. However, I managed to chase them away with a couple of spearmen, giving me enough time to construct a couple more towers and a few planned barracks before they returned in greater numbers, accompanied by light knights this time. Myself, along with Red, we were able to delay the enemy for a bit of time, long enough to build up some units back at my base. However, I went to face the light knights to defend my only source of food income. My woodworkers ended up being relocated en masse by the archers that slipped through behind. Luckily enough, before the light knights paid me a visit, I upgraded my town hall into the early Middle Ages so they couldn't kill it so easily. After most of the enemy units fell back, we attempted to push. Sadly, that was short-lived, as they returned. However, due to a combination of squads, samurai, ashigaru and my few azaps, we managed to reclaim the hill, separating both teams. Soon after, we built towers near and on the hill to repel any future attacks. Luckily, just in the nick of time, as the enemies in front of the hill were pushing up, as it was undefended as we moved our armies to deal with the archers attempting to flank us, our backline player Red placed snipers on point at the top of the hill, halting the push long enough for us to bring our units back and attack from the side. 33 minutes in and I'm finally taking the late Middle Ages upgrade. Luckily for me, as my backline teammates have been undisturbed for the majority of the game, they're now in IR, pumping out units like light trench mortars, snipers and light machine gunners, which are all stationed on the hill. Pushing forward, they are able to deal significant casualties to the enemy, but is once again forced to fall back when Austrian and Hungarian Kasabas break through the lines. Luckily enough, Red snipers in position are able to defend, whilst the enemy samurai charge headfirst into their bullets. All this while the others are building their forces back up. At this point in the game, most of our team's available iron deposits ran dry, forcing us to flock to the New World, a sizable landmass separated by the ocean, with a couple metal deposits to last us the remainder of the game. A couple more Kasabas manage to break through, however it gets easily picked apart by the light cannons and light trench mortars on the hill. The push continues, decimating most buildings and units that stand in their way, until even more Kasabas join the party uninvited, causing them to fall back a bit. As soon as my backline teammate gets Wonder, the enemy team must have seen victory as all but hopeless, as 2 of them left. After that it was just a clean-up job, destroying the stragglers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this commentary video, but for now that is it from us. If you liked the video, please show your appreciation by liking and subscribing, and until the next one.